So I was just thinking the other day, when I first started doing TMR, I didn't do the FAB 4, 5, 6. I just, did a twist and an arm raise. And those were my go-to things because they seemed to work all the time. Now then, the population I was dealing with was a little younger and some of them even a bunch of athletes. But as time went on, especially since about 2015, most of the people I see have multiple problems. Most of them are sent from a pain center, and most of them have been hurting for about 10 years or 5 years or whatever. So it's hardly anybody, I just twisted my ankle last week or anything. So a lot of them can't do an arm raise. So what I did was, what's easier after that? Well, I'm thinking shoulder extension. So just straight back. And then the other thing is some people have a problem doing this. So I thought, what am I going to do? I'll cut the arm in half and I'll do my shoulder extension like this. Still works. All you got to do is say which one's easier, which one's not. Anyway, the other day I get somebody and she says, both of these feel exactly the same. They look the same. I went through the same scenarios. Take a deep breath. What would you do for 2 hours? Blah, blah, blah. So anyway, then I thought, well, what can I do to still keep it easy? So then what I did was, well, I considered just taking it back like that, neutral. So I said, well, turn your palm down, take it back. Okay? And turn your palm up, take it back. And the interesting thing is there's really a difference. And the person picked up on it, and after that I've gotten to use it a few other times. Some people like what I would consider neutral. Some people do it this way, some people do it this way. But again, it's just something that, and I've been doing this for I don't know how many years, well, since 2008-ish, and still coming up with something that's still simple, easy, effective, that the person can do on their own, and still get a result afterwards as far as that goes. So anyway, and then I started thinking, well, something Tony had mentioned about internal rotation several weeks ago. Well, before you can do internal rotation, you got to have shoulder extension. Because if it doesn't do this, it won't do this. Or it's not going to do it well. And so then I started thinking, well, you can actually use this, and I've used this again to try to get a little bit more internal rotation. And then that seems to work. And then there's one more thing, because I had made an internal rotation video, I don't know, a few months ago. And I think I may have left off one that Tom actually showed us on the very first day that I did the TMR thing. And that was on a buddy of mine who's still, who was still pretty skeptical along with all of us. But, and this guy could raise his arm about to mid-back or something like that. So what Tom did was he just put overpressure on the, I can't reach it, on the top of the guy's arm, and just told him to pull up on it. So he's pulling up on it. Tom's not moving at all. Tom's not giving him resistance other than what the guy's giving him. Next thing you know, takes his arm off, gets a lot higher mobility as far as the lower arm goes. So anyway, you can do overpressure, and that seems to work too. I just haven't touched anybody in over a year, so I don't know if I'm ever going to do that one again, but I might. But anyway, just thoughts from me and last week and this week. So, questions, let me know. So I was packing my stuff up and I saw a note that I had written to myself about doing this, and there's one more thing for shoulder extension, might help with internal rotation. But again, different lady, but she was having problems with the internal rotation. She had made a lot of improvement, and so, this felt the same. We went through all the, hand placements, thumb placements, in, out, twist, all that stuff. And so I thought, well, what else can I do that's going to mimic that on the easier side? So I got her to grab hold to a pole in the clinic like this. You might hear a big truck out there. And then I just had her, okay, step forward. See if you can go up a little higher. Step forward. And then basically I just had her on the good arm go as high as she could. And then, she did feel some stress here, which I guess everybody would. She went as high as she could, and then we counted 15. Oh, and then I had her kind of twist into it like this, because if you're like this, you're not going to feel anything. But if you put your body weight into it, you'll get a lot more, I hate to use the word stress, but you will feel more of a stretch there. So we did 3 sets, 15 seconds like I normally do. Next thing you know, other one felt fine, and that was more of the tip of the, or not the, that was the whole iceberg, essentially, not the tip of it. Anyway, just throwing that one out there too. And crap, there's one more, and no, I'm just kidding. Just thought I'd joke around.